kids podcast.
You can go slow.
A kids podcast about.
We know you value what you put in front of your kids, especially when it comes to screens and podcasts. That's why we're excited to share a new podcast from our friends at Sleepiest, creating bedtime stories to help your kids fall asleep fast.
Hello, Abby here. If you've got children and find bedtime's a struggle, I'd like to tell you about Coco Sleep, a children's story podcast designed to make bedtime a dream. Coco Sleep turns a chaotic bedtime into cozy bonding time. The stories are delivered in a pace that gently slows. Rumour has it that no one's ever heard an ending. So search Coco Sleep on your favourite podcast app and let's make bedtime a dream. That's KOKO Sleep, and I'll see you there.
Historic flooding is impacting nearly 1 in 7 people living in the country of Pakistan as the country enters its second month in the monsoon season. The reasons behind the floods and the catastrophic impact on the Pakistani people are worth noting. Pakistan, a country in South Asia located northeast of India and south of Afghanistan, is experiencing its worst flooding in recent history. As of this record, the floods have already caused more than $10 billion in damages, with more than 1,100 people killed and 33 million others impacted. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres addressed members of the United Nations on Tuesday, August 30th, 2022, sharing the following statement.
Pakistan is awash in suffering. The Pakistani people are facing a monsoon on steroids, the relentless impact of epochal levels of rain and flooding. The climate catastrophe has killed more than 1,000 people, with many more injured. Millions are homeless, schools and health facilities have been destroyed, livelihoods are shattered, critical infrastructure wiped out, and people's hopes and dreams have washed away.
Guterres continued, quote, "As we continue to see more and more extreme weather events around the world, it is outrageous that climate action is being put on the back burner as global emissions of greenhouse gases are still rising, putting all of us, everywhere, in growing danger." End quote. So what is a monsoon? Unless you're living in a specific corner of the world, namely south of the equator and east of the Indian Ocean, you've likely not experienced monsoonal weather. From National Geographic, quote, "A monsoon is a seasonal change in the direction of the prevailing or strongest winds of a region. Monsoons cause wet and dry seasons throughout much of the tropics. Monsoons are most often associated with the Indian Ocean. Monsoons always blow from cold to warm regions. The summer monsoon and the winter monsoon determine the climate for most of India and Southeast Asia." End quote. People living in countries affected by monsoons are accustomed to the seasonal changes that bring about long months of drought, followed by months of heavy rain. However, as Nicole discussed in her episode on heat waves, and as I shared last week on the topic of megafloods, our planet's climate is changing, and it's making it harder to live for many, many people around the world. The UN has launched a $160 million emergency plan in order to aid Pakistan and its people. However, with a third of the country underwater due to this unprecedented climate catastrophe, it will take much more than that for Pakistan to recover. So here's your homework. Talk about Pakistan. Bring it up at school. Look with a grown-up at photos and videos of monsoon impact. See what is going on and feel. Feel what it must feel like to see your staple crops destroyed, your property washed away, your town or city no longer recognizable. And then give. You may be living in circumstances where you have something to spare. You can make donations. You can fundraise. You can raise awareness. You can offer your time. You can offer your words of comfort. How you step into this moment is critical because it is a light for others. You are a light for others, showing them the way. And the people of Pakistan need to know that we see them. I'm Matthew, and this is Worth Noting. Worth Noting is written and produced by me, Matthew Winner. Audio production is by Chad Michael Snavely and the team at Sound On Studios. Our executive producer is Jelani Memory, and this show was brought to you by A Kids Co. If you've enjoyed the show, consider giving us a rating or review on Apple Podcasts. And of course, you are always invited to listen to other podcasts made for kids just like you by visiting akidsco.com.
Thank you so much for listening to this show. Now let's help it grow. We'd love to hear what you think, and your feedback will help this show reach more listeners. Rate and review this show on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts.